Hey guys, Kevin Francisco here again from yugatech.com, and today we're gonna take a closer look at the Canon EOS 800D. This is the company's new offering in the entry-level category and is a direct successor to the previous 750D. Will this be a good offering for those who want a solid starter camera? We find out. Just like a regular DSLR, the 800D has that all-black form factor made of aluminum alloy and polycarbonate, which is then layered with rubber sheets for added grip and protection. Although, having been made mostly of plastic, it doesn't really feel all that premium and almost feels like you're only holding a replica of the camera. This is not all bad though, since it helps make the device a bit more lightweight at just 485 grams for the body alone. There's a single dial for changing your shooting modes and a fair number of buttons for tweaking your ISO and other settings. There's also a built-in flash that pops up when needed. It features an optical viewfinder and a display that folds out and tilts to make shooting in different angles more manageable. The right side houses the slot for the mini SD card, while at the left are flaps that hide the ports for an external flash and microphone, as well as mini USB and micro HDMI. A headphone jack is missing though, so it would be a challenge to monitor your audio levels when shooting video. Meanwhile, down at the bottom is where the compartment for the battery pack is located. The review unit we have comes with an 18 to 55mm kit lens with a 4 to 5.6 aperture, but you can also get the 800D with a bundled 18 to 135mm lens with a higher asking price, of course. The camera is pretty compact for a DSLR and also has good ergonomics, so you can easily wrap your hands around its body. As we've mentioned earlier, it sports a display that you can flip out and twist all the way to 270 degrees. Thanks to this, you can use its live view feature by pressing the button beside the viewfinder and shoot in both high and low angles with ease. The 3-inch vari-angle display carries 1,040,000 dots and is touch sensitive. This greatly helps when previewing shots, as we could easily swipe through the photos and double tap or pinch to zoom when checking if the shots are focused. Its touch capability also comes into play while on live view, as it lets you touch the area that you want to focus on, just like when shooting on smartphones. The 800D prides in the focusing department. It improved on its predecessor's 19-point cross-type autofocus and has now implemented a 45-point cross-type autofocus system. Not only that, but it also boasts a 0.03 second focusing time while on live view. We tried how it would fare in real-life instances, and although we couldn't measure the speed down to the millisecond, we were quite impressed with how fast it can lock onto a subject, whether we were outdoors or in dimly lit places. The 800D's foursome of AF point selections make things easier, since you can quickly select specific areas where to focus. There's selectable single point, zone AF, large zone AF, and auto selection AF. High-speed shooting allows it to offer up to 6 frames from previous 5 frames per second of burst capture, which can be used for certain action or sport shots. ISO range improved and now covers 100 to 25,600 from the previous 12,800 max ISO of the 750D. Meanwhile, the max shutter is maintained at 1/4000th of a second. This combination allowed us to have flexible control over the camera in full manual mode. On the other hand, sharing and transferring files can be done wirelessly using its built-in NFC and Wi-Fi. The 800D carries the same 24.2 megapixel resolution as the 750D, but this time sports an improved sensor. Thanks to this tweaked out sensor and new Digic 7 image processor, we noticed that the images captured showed very little digital noise when needed to crank up the ISO sensitivity. It also shows satisfactory details in general and is fairly saturated without going overboard. Using the 18 to 55mm lens provided sharp images with decent focal length, but I had more lenses in my arsenal that would fit the 800D. For video recording, we were disappointed to find out that it doesn't support 4K resolution and maxes out at Full HD. Despite that, it can shoot up to 60 FPS at 1080p, so you could play with a bit of slow-mo effect. It also sports a 5-axis digital stabilization, so footage has a smoother movement. Powering the 800D is a rechargeable 1040 mAh lithium-ion battery pack. The company claims that it can last for 600 shots, which is above the average of other shooters in its class. Although, shooting on live view all the time, of course, will shorten the life of the battery. On real-world usage, a single battery pack can last us around 3 to 4 hours of mixed photo and video recording, using live view every once in a while. The Canon EOS 800D is a worthy successor to the 750D that further improves on its strengths and weaknesses alike. It has a better sensor, a newer image processor, faster autofocus, and a longer battery life. It's not without faults, of course, as it features a toyish form factor thanks to its plastic material. It also doesn't support 4K video recording, which could be a letdown for video guys. The 800D with the bundled 18-55 IS STM lens is available for 48,998 pesos, while the body only for the 800D is at 43,498 pesos. And that's about it for today's review. If you liked this video, kindly give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Once again, this has been Kevin Francisco, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.